That's a 19 for me.
Same here.
16.
All right, you all succeed. You take no damage as the trench around you is more or less keeping you protected. Luckily, a good amount of the underbrush around here was already cut before the fire made it here, making it so that mostly it's just the trees around you and the remains of underbrush that are burning. Uh, that way, you don't have a lot of fire right next to you. But you guys begin pushing your way into the fire. Uh, what are you looking for? What is the plan?
I am making like a T-Rex and looking for movement,
And there's a lot of it.
but like organic movement.
Some people would describe fire as that.
No, fire is fire, Jacob.
I tried. All right, good to know. I'll take a perception check from you.
Ah, hit my stat sheet. Come back. What advantage?
Why are you getting advantage?
Because I have cool things.
Oh, you actually have a thing for this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, yes you do. Yes you do.
I have rolled a 23.
All right. Emma, remind me, how long does Mold Earth take to cast?
Let me go back and look.
Oh, it's only one action.
Yeah. It's also a cantrip.
Yeah. So you guys are actually making some pretty good progress. I thought it was like a minute cast for some
No.
reason. Yeah, you guys are making good progress. Pushing the earth aside. It's not quite it's not quite the fastest thing. You are having to dig down at least like 6 to 8 feet to make sure you're not getting caught on fire, but you guys
Yeah.
slowly move your way through the lower underbrush, well, lack of uh into the fiery area.
Man,
Occasionally you see branches or whole trees tumble onto the forest ground and spraying sparks. Uh Not all of which do the group of flies flying away sort of thing, but occasionally you all would actually see that. Um, it looks natural until they don't go away, and then they start moving in a direction, which is pretty much never towards you. Continue pushing through, however, Forge, with your perception roll, which was a 24, yeah?
3.
23. With a 23, you do see that some of the fire itself appears to be more or less alive. You see a whole ass humanoid-esque figure made of fire moving its way through the trees. Um, that one's quite a ways off, and you have a lot of fire in between you and it, but you do spot your first elemental. As you guys continue pushing in, uh, I would say Forge, you first off, but everyone else quickly after. Uh, in the distance, you hear something strange. Farther into the fire, you hear what appears to be the sound of a flute playing a solemn melody.
I am immediately terrified of the real world.
And I know why.
Yep.
Care to share with class?
Uh,
The
Magnus,
Piper.
yeah, Magnus Archive episode The Piper. It's very spooky to me.
It's a podcast.
Yep.
Gotcha.
I'm
But
just
it's
sitting over here
podcast.
with Skull Kid vibes, so.
You
That
guys
too,
are
that's fair.
you're still in the trench, the fire around you. As you've moved farther in, it's still a raging inferno, but you can see not too far ahead of you where it's starting to die down, where it has taken up as much fuel as it possibly can. And past that, it appears to open up to uh, dark, dark, cloudy skies that are smoke filled, that you could just barely see, but you can tell that everything opens up a bit.
Can I say, granted, I don't know how you want to work this because we are technically moving and making the trench at the same time.
Mhm.
Could I use primeval awareness again once I hear the flute?
Sure, it would take a minute as you sit in the trench.
Right. Okay.
Uh,
I
and I
I
do
do
believe that
want to
you
do
are,
that.
in fact, expending a spell slot to cast this, correct?
Primeval awareness? Yes.
Yeah, okay, just making sure
Yeah.
that you're keeping track of that.
Yeah, even though again, like it's not on the actual spells that I have, but yeah.
No, it wouldn't be as a spell. I would just believe that in the description of the ability itself,
Yes.
it says
Yes, yes,
expends a
yes.
spell slot. So,
Okay.
yeah, just make sure to mark that off.
Yep. So that's 2. What do I get? What's a surprise?
Okay, so you guys all sit in the trench for about a minute. Still find Fae, Fiend, and Elementals around you.
Hmm. Okay.
I will say though that with this second casting, so technically the spell wouldn't do this, but there is a weird sense of excess.
Excess how?
That's all you get.
Okay.
There just appears to be on the far side of that spell too much.
Okay.
The fire around you is still raging and roaring. You have another branch burst into sparks right next to you. With your quick eyes, who has the highest passive investigation?
I think Forge
20.
does.
Nope.
You do actually, Pockets. You
I
have
have the
Joy.
highest
22.
passive perception, not the
With a
highest
22
investigation.
investigation, you do
Oh,
see
okay.
the sparks a lot closer this time. Um, and with that closer view, you see that these are sprites, little tiny fairies with dragonfly wings, but their bodies are glowing as if they're embered or on fire. And you see that where their eyes are just two glowing coals as they and fly away. Shut up, Kelso.
Nay.
Nay.
Preach, Charlie.
I was just thinking that.
I got bad news, Jacob. I think that just became another soundbite.
Emily wants you to clip that and turn it into a text tone, apparently.
No, I just assume
I love your
he's
wife
going
so
to.
much.
I want him to.
Hi,
He's
Emily.
like the noise, so I just
They
assume
say hi.
that
Hi,
one of
Emily.
these days there's going to be a message with that clipped in like 80 different forms.
Mm-hmm. You going to bed?
Does she have any requests?
No, she does not have any requests. Love you too. All right, yeah. So you see the sprites.
Has Pocket shared any of this information with the class by chance?
Oh yes, yes he does. He
Okay.
will absolutely tell you. He does.
Jacob, you're not gonna pit us against a swarm, are you?
What? No. Why would I ever
No, I would
Please
never.
not a swarm.
do that? Swarm of ember sprites? No,
Oh
never.
no.
No, I believe there's a beast that's actually called a swarm.
Yeah, no. There are multiple beasts that are swarms. I don't know if there's any that is called just a swarm.
What are the
Oh,
evil
God.
mosquito ones?
That's
Oh.
the thing. It was on the tip of my tongue.
Is it chasms or chisms? Am I
No,
thinking of that? I'm thinking of the wrong thing.
it starts with an S, I believe.
Squidwards.
No, they're not Squidwards.
Well,
They
they
are
are
now.
now.
Maybe it's homebrew. Now that I think
It's
about it.
not. Oh, what you're thinking about might be
Yes.
Sturgis.
Sturgis.
Hey, can we fight some of those?
No, shut up.
I mean, if you're requesting, I could throw him into the next fight.
Thanks.
It was already a difficult fight, but sure, might as well add some more things.
We're
yeah.
gonna die.
All around me are familiar faces.
Also because all of you have insane passive perceptions. As the minute finishes and you guys are preparing to move on once again, the fire around you has not died down whatsoever. In fact, the fire ahead of you has become more. Where it was beginning to die down, you see that the path that you are heading on, specifically the path that you are heading on, not the ground necessarily around it, has begun to rekindle. And I would like someone to make what check would this be? I would like an Arcana check from someone.
Not it.
I can do it. Oh, I can certainly do it.
Yeah, you can.
That's a natural 20, so that's a 32.
Hell yeah. So, this flame ahead of you definitely has a magical aura around it. There are very distinct things that separate magic fire from real fire, color mostly. And then the light that is cast is always a little off with magic fire. This is definitely magic fire, but in a vein that you have absolutely never seen. And it's beginning to spread into the fire that's around you in general. There is an aspect of rainbow colors that are in the base of the fire, almost imperceptible. Just a glowing vibrance of a prism.
It's fire
Nice.
and proud of it, damn it.
Yeah,
Hell
it is.
yeah.
Get it, girl.
God, talk
Yeah.
about Fire Island.
Burn the whole world down. Yes, queen.
That's what the ladies call me.
They call you Fire Island?
Because of my STDs.
Yeah,
No!
I was make that joke.
Oh,
Why would you do that? Why would you
because
say
he
that?
wants the sound bite. That's why.
I was just making more gay references for the audience. But
Oh,
then you
right,
made
yes.
it bad.
Yeah,
Flaming
because the
homosexual
audience
is the
needs
thing.
more gay references.
No, that's not even at all what I meant.
You hear that, audience? We're here for you.
We
How's this
got
for
you,
burning
audience.
sensation?
I'll tell you, I got a burning sensation in my loins
Oh, this is. Oh, God damn it.
and pancreas.
It's called chlamydia.
I sincerely apologize to the rest of the Alphabet Mafia. I don't know.
This has nothing to
What's
do with
happened?
the Alphabet Mafia.
What the
We're
fuck
not talking
is the
about
Alphabet
them right
Mafia?
now.
Never mind.
Nope. What is this? I
The
cannot
LG
move on.
It's the same. It's another name for the Rainbow Mafia. It's another name for the gay
Okay,
mafia.
you've said two kinds of mafias, and there's only one mafia, and they haven't existed in 23 years,
Allegedly.
Sure.
allegedly. They died with the Sopranos. Allegedly.
But yes,
The
no, the fires.
the words
So,
and
gay
action
fire.
taken by Forge in this episode do not represent us as a team. Please do not come after us.
But if you know a soprano, hit me up.
Does the music soprano count? Because I'm here.
That will suffice.
Are you a soprano?
Yeah.
Huh.
Haven't you heard her sing the Ruby theme song?
I have
I've
not
ne-
heard
I
her
don't even
sing
know
at
that.
all.
Either way,
I
fire.
never did learn which was which.
Gay fire.
Flamboyant fire.
Also that.
Flamboyant fire.
It's got its
I'm
arrest
so
cock.
smart.
That's hot.
Kill me.
Oh, I will.
You may try.
Can we move on
Jacob,
past
you're
the
gonna
gay
have to
jokes?
ignite
Can
one
we
of them
keep going?
first.
Okay, yes. So the fire appears to be magical and of a source that you have never seen before.
Unknown, unexplainable magic fire coming towards us. I don't know what this is. Either way, we should get ready for something.
I do my battle scream at it and it dies, right, Jacob?
Go ahead and give me an intimidation check.
No, my battle scream. You know the magic one?
All right, give me an intimidation check.
Cool. 42?
Uh-huh. The fire begins to envelop all of you faster.
What is happening?
Forge is testing me.
Listen, Jacob, it's hard coded into my DNA. I have to.
I
Hard
love it.
coded.
Yeah, you know where you code with cards.
Oh my god.
Yes.
You made Freddy. You know how this works.
I
My DNA
I
is
didn't
coded
realize
with
it
Cards
was
Against
just me.
Humanity.
Kelso down. Kelso
You're
sit.
like me.
No, I'm not. That's offensive. You're alone in this world, Kelso.
Also, the past 20 minutes are gonna have to be taken out of the recording. I'm just saying this right now.
Boy, I sure do love one shots.
Jacob, here's the thing. I'm only recording this at gunpoint. You're not getting edits.
No, you're recording this at Corncob Point.
He's not wrong, as much as I hate to admit it.
Fire! Come on! Focus!
Hey,
Jacob, burn one
Fire.
of them, please.
Burn
none
me,
of
I'll
you
bring in
took
my backup
tiefling, which is the
character.
craziest thing. None of you have fire resistance.
I know!
This
is gonna
by
Please
the
don't burn
time-
me
listen,
first.
I sat there and thought about it, but I was like, I don't want to metagame.
Me too.
Jacob, don't ignite me first. Burnt hair smells horrible.
That's a matter of opinion. I kind of like the smell of burnt hair.
But there is a wide variety of cultures that kill cats to cook.
Stop it!
Contrary to common belief, it is not just the Chinese.
Stop!
He's not wrong, though. Continue.
Fire. It is prismatic and has, by this point, actually enveloped your position. You guys aren't taking any extra damage. The fire has just pretty much replaced the fire that was already around you, which was already mostly on the trees. It's just now brighter and a lot harder to see through.
That's pretty bright.
I would like to learn more about it, but that would just be another Arcana roll, right?
I mean, you already rolled a natural 20.
I
Is there
know.
anything in particular that you would like to know?
I don't know is the thing. What else can pockets glean from this flamboyant fire?
Zoom. Enhance.
Yeah.
Enhance. I'll give you one more thing.
Okay.
As the fire fully envelops all of you, not touching you guys, but
Right.
the surrounding area around
Right.
you have an odd but distinct dropping sensation in your stomach.
Oh no, we fell down a water slide.
It's very subtle, but it's there. And as pockets in particular, you did not appreciate that.
It's familiar, but not too familiar.
It's
I didn't
Yeah.
even mean that. Okay.
I'd say that.
Okay.
Given the backstory you wrote for me, yeah.
Yeah. Literally an hour before the game started, yeah.
We've been bamfed.
Potentially.
Jacob, is someone familiar with multiversal theories? Would I be under the belief that we've been bamfed?
Is Solum, or is your character familiar with such theories?
Extremely.
How so? Explain to me why he is.
All right, so you know what he is, yeah?
Yeah,
There's a reason I've been referring to him as a collective.
correct.
You've seen Loki?
Yes.
You know the guy at the end?
Oh.
No spoilers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
Ah.
Yeah. You unfortunately did not roll the Arcana roll. So go ahead and give me an Arcana roll of yourself, an Arcana roll of your own, and I will see if you roll high enough to even notice.
It's probably not going to be great.
As it is super subtle.
Jacob, I beat your game.
Did you roll a nat 22?
I indeed did. If by a nat 20 you mean a natural 2.
Oh my
Ooh.
fucking god.
You did not recognize it whatsoever.
Cool, I just don't care. I'm
just
making this
didn't feel
character
it.
decision. He doesn't care.
He also doesn't care, but he also didn't feel it.
Yep, that's why he doesn't care.
So you guys are all in a trench, surrounded by brighter fire than normal fire.
Is the fire like only above us in the non-entrenched area, or is the fire crept into the trench as well?
It has not crept into the trench. There are aspects of it that have run along the forest ground. Little licks of flame that burn the very last bits of fallen branches and leaves, but most of it is on the trees around you.
Tobias just has his weapons at the ready and is darting back and forth, looking around anxiously.
I'm just vibing and keeping it tight.
You also still hear subtle flute music coming through the forest. It strangely pierces through the cracking and roaring of the fire around you.
Does Tobias recognize it in any capacity, being native to this, give or take, to this area? Does it sound
Go ahead
familiar
and
to
roll me an
anything else?
insight check.
Okay. Not as high as everything else, but I can roll that. 15.
15? It's not a song you recognize, I'll say that much. But it isn't dissimilar to the style that is common in Skaldra.
Interesting. Okay.
You guys are still in the trench. I'm waiting for you to do something.
To my knowledge, we just keep walking forward. You've given us no reason to get out of the trench yet.
Yeah,
Is that what we're doing?
Are you
Yes.
moving
I
I was
forward?
told we
think-
stopped.
because we stopped for me to do the primeval awareness, but then I assumed we kept going. I have an
Oh.
idea. That's what
Sounds
I
right.
thought, but I could be wrong. I have an idea. We could go about this two ways. One is a test. I could use control flame to see if it affects the rainbow fire, if at all. If it does, then we could use control flame to follow to where the flute sound is coming from.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
Didn't you say there were two options? Wasn't that just one?
I mean, technically, but one specifically to test if control flame even works on this rainbow fire, and if it does, then go. Or
yeah,
we
by all
could try
means.
without testing it. Yeah? Okay.
It's a cantrip, isn't it?
It is, but I wanted to ask just to make sure.
What direction are you trying to control fire? Are you trying to control the fire in front of you or like to one of the sides?
Well, I wanted to test it first, so
Yeah.
wherever, and then if it actually works, then wherever our best guesstimation the flute is coming from.
The flute is definitely coming from in front of you. You guys all have high enough passive perceptions
Cool.
to know that.
Cool. Let's test it
All right, which direction?
in front of us.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Okay. Oh, it's a 17 plus a 12.
29.
29.
There we go then, 29.
Yeah, yeah.
It works.
Wait, hold on. Yeah. So as you're trying to snuff it, correct?
Yes, to see if we could walk in a path now through the fire.
As you cast the spell, as the cantrip's magic passes through your fingertips, and you try to suppress the fire in front of you, and it begins to go down. And then the fires on either side of it raise a little, and then that one extinguishes, and then the line ahead of you in the path that you were traveling, a line of fire extinguishes and the fire on either side of it raises as if a path has just been carved. You did not do that.
Okay. I look to our big armored friend. Would you like to go first, or should I?
Emma, did you say something? I was typing.
Would you like to go first, or should I?
Oh, I'll go first.
Okay.
All right, so that is the collective is going first. Who's going behind him? Sorry, them.
No, either works.
I feel like any and all
Yes.
is applicable.
Yeah.
Again, it's Forge. Yes, and. Yes,
You
and.
can just call him him.
Works for me. Who's going behind the armored figure?
I guess these are 5 feet wide. We actually probably could go around people.
You could, technically.
Tobias has been in the back. If you want him to move up to second, he can, but he's just going to keep following.
Okay. I'm fine either way. It's up to you, whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay, Tobias is bringing up the rear then.
Okay.
All right.
That's
So we
rears.
got the collective, then Pockets, then Tobias. Stepping first onto the soil, charred and blackened by the fires around it, it's almost like walking in snow. That subtle crunching noise that is right underneath. And then with the next foot, and as you lift your back foot, the soot has clung to it and falls off in clumps before crunching once more as you continue walking. Crunching your way through, the path in front of you leads you straight, with a slight curve to the right. The flames that have risen on either side of you don't damage. They're warm, indeed, but they are not too hot to actually hurt in proximity. Walking forward, are you guys going stealthily down this very distinct path that is super well lit? Or are we just walking?
I mean, just walking, but like
walking.
as
That's what these
carefully
dudes are
as
made for.
carefully as could be possible without stealthing. But yeah, just walking.
All right.
I do not care enough to move quietly.
Tobias is still, like, arms up at the ready, weapons in hand. Still waiting for something to move. Very, very hyper-focused.
Go ahead and give me a paranoid perception check.
Cool. Is that advantage? Is that disadvantage?
I'll let it be a straight roll.
Oh God.
It's a natural 20.
Oh my God.
Perception puts it at a 31.
You see everything.
Guys.
We're just pieces on a board.
Oh God, there's 3 faces just looking at me.
Oh, these squares make a circle.
Oh, it's disgusting.
There is
God,
no
they're
trench.
so
Everything's
huge.
on the same plane.
I can see up that one's nose.
The world is flat.
It's only like a handful of inches long.
That's what she said.
Shut up, Kelso.
But they're the right kind of inches, if you know what I mean.
Shut up, Forge.
Hell yeah, brother.
Ugh.
Anyways, with your paranoid flinching and twitching, you look around you. You do see that the fires around you, you catch a few more clouds of sprites. You catch another elemental that is walking amongst the trees in the new fire and has actually taken on aspects of the new fire. And I will say that as you look up, you realize it is nighttime. It was early morning when you first got here.
Oh no.
I was right, we got bamfed.
Yep. Oh no.
But you all continue walking. Crunching step after crunching step through this soot field. The trees around you crackling and popping, but nothing is falling from them anymore. Not at the moment. As you continue walking, you see ahead of you what appears to be a cleared section, circular relatively, about 100 feet wide. You see a small rock outcrop on the far side and slightly to the right, and on that rock outcrop, you see a figure. About 13 to 15 feet tall. A humanoid figure. Ash black as soot with even darker sections that pattern a tattoo or design across the shoulders and arms. A face that is intently focused on the brass lute at its lips. Flute, not lute.
I was saying, it's like, damn, this dude's a badass.
Question.
He can play the lute with his face.
Bare
God,
feet
now I'm
that
picturing someone licking all the strings.
That was the most Jacob.
Jimi
Jacob, that was the most intimidated I've ever been of a boss until you corrected yourself.
He did that with his tongue.
Jacob.
Oh, so he is as good with his hands as he is with his tongue.
And
Welcome back to Skaldra, boys.
The collective is goes up in flames.
All right, bringing in my backup.
Oh God,
Here
no.
we go, boys. It's also the collective.
the next one has asserted its dominance over the other collective members, and new one has taken his place.
I'm for the arsonist.
No.
Would you guys like the rest of the description of the large figure?
Oh, well,
I would like to know if
shit.
is it a
Yes,
pan
I
flute or a
guess.
flute?
It is a flute. It is like
Okay.
It's a flute, but made of brass. Not necessarily a modern flute, but old timey flute. Loose fitting. Fancy looking loose fitting pants cover everything below the waist up to the ankles, and the ankles
Oh, man.
open up to bare feet that are glowing as if embered. The figure is shirtless and mostly
Ooh.
just dark, ripped as all hell.
Ooh.
Settle down.
Long pointed ears make the face more exquisite and defined, as well as the mane of bright orange hair that itself appears to be ablaze, dancing and licking at the back as if it is constantly on fire.
Is his charisma score a 20? Because he's stolen my heart.
His charisma score is higher than a 20.
I believe that's a sleight of hand check,
Ooh.
Forge.
I can give you guys not fully accurate, but what I have as reference material.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's more Fey.
Jacob, I'm stealing this man from you.
Oh.
That's very good.
I'm gonna pull it. I'm gonna pull a Jesse's one shot on you.
He continues to play his flute, and the fire in front of you that has been blocking the last few steps into the clearing that is in front of him parts. He appears to be just focused on his playing.
I would like to take out my lute, which I do in fact have.
Okay.
And play it.
Give me a performance check. I'm tempted to give you disadvantage because the heat from the fire would probably untune the lute, but I will.
I mean,
be
it's not
nice.
hard to tune a lute.
Yes, but to immediately pull out a lute and play it is a lot different than pulling out a lute, tuning it, then playing it.
I've got a perfect ear.
Sure.
16.
You are doing your best to match, and for the most part are actually adding a very fine midsection to his high range. Are you guys all stepping into the clearing as you do so?
Tobias is
Maybe I
bringing up
should
the
ask this
rear.
first. Is the collective stepping into the clearing first?
The anchor is, yes.
All right. The anchor has stepped into the clearing. The others are still on the fiery path behind him. The eyes that are blazing embers within the skull quickly dart up and notice you before the figure stands, continuing to play, and begins to softly step along the edge of the fire on the far side, almost as if the beginning of a dance.
I match him.
All right. Give me another performance check then at advantage now.
All right. Oh no, that's the wrong key. 19. The dice gods
19.
believe in this relationship.
All right. Trying
doing
your
this with a
best.
+1 in performance right now.
Oh my
Jeez.
god.
Trying your best to match the performance. You play as if you have never played played like you have never played before. Strumming at the lute and plucking at the strings, you try your best to match the melody that he's playing as the melody itself begins to pick up pace. The flute's notes cascading across the clearing in a fantastic motion that almost causes one to dance, or to go mad, or to sleep, or to waken. After a few moments of the playing, the song begins to take a slower ritornando before it ends, and the creature pulls the flute from its lips and looks at you expectantly.
This is not what I do, but like in my head, I just see myself doing the da-da-dun thing that happens right before like a standoff. Yeah, exactly.
You start playing dueling banjos.
Actually, I have Swamp Thing in my head, which I think only you, Emma, are
Yeah.
familiar with.
It's a good.
Yeah, I just kind of stand there
In that case,
and
what are the
incline
rest
my
of you
head.
doing? In that case, what are the rest of you doing? You're still on the path right outside.
Yeah, I think Pockets has just been on the threshold, cautious and just observing to see just if there's any change on either side of if just observing.
All right.
Actually, I have a
And-
question.
Yeah, hi.
So, where this large being is, they are also surrounded by forest, correct?
The forest around all of you, the clearing has no debris or trees in it, but
Uh-huh.
past the clearing are the remains of charred, blackened trees that still have these magical flames that lick up the sides.
Okay, because I was going to ask if there were any trees, if they were being affected by the fire. So that is good to know.
They don't appear to be being affected, though.
Okay.
They are on fire, yes, but no
They are
longer
still
degrading.
green, right?
No, they aren't green. They are the remains of the trees, blackened
Okay.
by ash and soot.
Okay.
But no longer are they falling apart.
Right.
Tobias, what are you doing? You're in the very back.
Just wait to see what happens.
All right. In that case, the individual from the far end cocks an eyebrow slightly. You play well, friend.
As do you.
Do I have a pleasure of having your name?
We are known as Solemn Bren.
Solemn Vren. Welcome. And your compatriots. He gestures towards the path behind you where your two friends stand.
The small one is Pockets, and the smaller furry one is known as Tobias. Emma, you can say no, but everyone is small compared to me.
Okay.
He's not Ajax, but he's similarly built.
Such gifts you bring me already. This could be the beginnings of quite a relationship. How did you make it here?
By walking.
From where do we hail before?
Jacob.
Skaldra?
Yeah, I forgot we were in a different world. A land known as Skaldra.
You come in armaments. Do you come to kill?
That depends on the situation. I come in armaments, for that is whence I am forged.
Do you instead come to join my cause?
That would depend on your cause.
You would not be the first, to be sure. He kind of turns with a furrowed brow and goes back to the large rock outcrop to sit. Make your case, I suppose. Stand in the middle of of the clearing. All of you, please. He gestures to the two of you who are still on the path behind.
And what are we meant to do?
Make your case.
For what?
You come to join my cause. I would like to hear the reason.
We come here by walking. We came for no cause.
Purposes are not your own, then.
We are simply here to find survivors of the flame. Would you consider yourself the source of the flame?
A complicated subject, to be sure.
As it tends to be.
You have stepped into the domain of the Burner Prince, and he gives a grandiose bow.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, O Prince.
You have gained my audience with such beautiful music, and so I will elaborate for you. I seek counsel. I seek a counsel. I am here to make a court. Is this something that you would be interested in joining?
A court of what? Every court has its purpose. What would be the purpose of, I would assume this could be yours.
He puts one hand to a forehead and looks slightly perturbed. Purpose. Such things are useless. Purpose is a direction, but what direction do you need when you are vitality?
Then your purpose is life.
Yes. Yes, my purpose is the truest of life. The truest of life that is a moment. And he snaps his fingers, and the flames all around the circle grow brighter and then dim once more.
Then you seek to form a court of the living.
I make it sound like I have purpose. I am
All have
forming
purpose, even if they have not recognized that yet.
court
Even the
form.
meanest mouse desires to live, so its purpose is to survive.
Court forms around me. If that answers the question.
This will suffice. Please continue.
I have little else to say. Do you come of Fae?
I am of Fakin.
That makes it so much easier. I do not have to explain then. You know what the courts are then.
Yes.
I provide a third alternative.
And fourth, if you acknowledge the wild hunt.
I say one more time.
A fourth, if you acknowledge the wild hunt.
The wild hunt is complicated.
Indeed.
A fourth, then, if you will. Now that you understand, you come to join.
What would joining entail?
So many questions, so many questions. He becomes irritated and agitated and goes to scratch his forehead. Your words are not as sweet as you're playing. You ask so many questions that I don't have definite answers for. Do you come to join or do you come to fight?
I know not whither I come until you say whither you go.
Where do you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
I've played Cotton Eye Joe before. He was insane.
Oh, okay.
Anyways. Jesse will get that reference. That one was for you, Jesse. Are either of the two of you doing anything in the back, or are you just letting this play out?
Yeah, I mean, I will take other people talking.
Yeah. Well,
I'm tired, and at this point, I'm just saying shit.
yeah, you are.
It works well for him, though. That's the thing.
The
No,
thing is,
like-
I don't know if Pockets has the nerve to step into this because I think he knows what this is and he's concerned.
Tobias is, as I stated it in chat, is looking at him from behind Pockets, is like peering around Pockets' arm. He doesn't want to be here anymore. He would like to go home. This is not his. This is this is not his court. He does not have the ball. It is not in his court.
This is not your court.
There you have it, friends. It is canonical. Tobias is neutered.
Oh
What?
no.
No!
Okay, alrighty then.
One shot. I can say what I want.
Jacob, I like that attitude. Continue.
Careful. That's how you end up saying the cursed line, Jacob.
I'm aware. So
I'm
neither
aware,
of you...
he says, as if that will stop him.
I can't always control it.
I hope you don't.
Neither of you are stepping in or aiding.
No.
Not eating, but Pockets will step in.
Okay. Not saying anything, just stepping into the
No,
circle.
I'm trying to think. So what was the last thing that was said in the situation?
Oh, I believe
He's talking about
that
questions.
Yes, questions. So
Basically,
many
to
questions.
put it in modern terms, I have asked, what the fuck is he doing here? And what like he says he's building a court. Great. What the fuck's going into that right now? And
Right,
why is
okay.
everything on fire?
Okay.
And he has no idea.
Also, a little bit more clarification. He's not saying he's building a court. He is saying that a court is building around him. He's asking if you're here to join.
Oh. Oh, lovely. Oh, that's so much better. So yeah, Pockets will step in. With, like those courteous bows that people do. And basically start off, we do not mean to keep bombarding you with questions, my lord, but from where we come from, your court is surrounding basically lands for homes, lands for wildlife and sustenance, and the people there are concerned with the flames that you are bringing to their lands.
The flames have made it to your lands.
Quite. And the people
This is wonderful.
are
This is
forming...
fantastic. And he begins to become
Oh.
elated, and the fire around you, around the circle, begins to once more spring to life after almost being snuffed by his own dictation.
Okay. Well, within them reaching our lands, people are concerned for their safety and for their health. and
Tit
the
tat,
people
tit
are
tat.
trying. Uh-huh. I have so much internal screaming.
The flames have reached you. Skaldra, you said, yes?
Yes.
Wonderful. Ah, you bring me such good news.
Uh, well, at the risk of upsetting you again, may I ask what the purpose or why is it a good thing that they've reached our lands?
Expansion. It is,
Oh,
he looks more confused than anything, whether it's trying to piece the words together or because he's not entirely familiar with the subject.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. What language do elves speak? Or not elves? Fae speak?
Sylvan.
Sylvan.
Fuck! I don't have that. Pocket speaks 8 languages, and I don't have that. Fuck!
It's okay. I've got Sylvan.
I know.
The thing is, I was going to choose it, and then I didn't. I chose Gnomish.
I thought there would be more fucking elementals or something, so I went with primordial instead. God damn it!
I will say this whole conversation has been being held in Elvish.
Okay, I know that one.
Yay.
I was pretty sure everyone knew that one, so I wasn't even going to say anything, but yeah.
Okay.
Expansion. He closes his eyes and rubs at one of them, seeming to try to focus that side of him. It is good for the court. And at that moment, the collective hears before the rest of you begin to hear the beating of massive wings before in front of this individual drops another large creature. Bat-like wings and massive horns coming from the forehead. A Herculean torso and goat legs. A long wispy tail that flicks back and forth and kicks up the soot around, and a pitched like fork. He lands in front of the burner prince and drops to a kneel. This demonic figure. Master, I've come to serve. The Fey individual almost distractedly puts his hand on the devil's head. Yes, General Gartle. Welcome. I am entertaining guests. The demonic figure raises itself back to its feet and looks at you all. And how many of you have interacted with devils? What would you say the likelihood of you having interacted with a devil before is?
Maybe not interactions, but I've probably heard and or read about them.
I'm rolling a D100.
Oh god.
Good.
I like this way the man thinks.
I rolled 84.
That's a good chance. Unless Kelso
that what
rolls
you
something
will?
higher. Unless Kelso rolls
Hold on.
something higher, you're probably the one who has interacted with him before.
Cool.
42.
Kelso, you want 42? Yep. So that leaves the collective. The
The one
collective has
time I don't play a fucking charisma-based character.
the collective has indeed actually had not necessarily dealings, but dealings with devils before. They aren't nice. They're very mean. And to this point, you're often like You understand the demonic visage and everything. You understand the aesthetics, the looks, the horns, the wings, the tail. All of it makes sense. One thing is out of place. The eyes are lit aflame with fire that matches perfectly the fire around the clearing.
Solon just kind of nods.
You see the devil turn its head back towards the burner prince, and he says, "Shall I? Shall I dispose of them?" No, no, they are guests at the moment. They ask so many questions, but as of yet, they are still guests. Until they give me an answer. And he looks directly and pointedly at your group. Do you come to join or to stop this court?
As previously stated, that cannot be determined until you answer the same question.
Roll me a persuasion check.
What the hell is he good? Oh boy.
Is this how I sound all the time, where I just have the mod in the background?
Depends on the mod.
Okay, persuasion's not bad. 22.
22. Repeat the question, I've forgotten it.
What do you intend to do?
The frustration is clear on the burner prince's face, and the devil general instead turns. He provides a home for his subjects. It is unprecedented that he offers such a home to the likes of you. Think carefully on the master's gift. I'm not sure if that's all coming through. I forgot to make a voice mod for this guy.
It is.
Okay.
Then in that case, we come neither to stop nor to join, but to observe.
Master, we still work in secret. I know. It is unfortunate.
If it alters your decision at all, we need not serve as herald. We are simply impartial. For the time being.
You are not wrong, Carl. Do with them what you will. And the tall elven figure turns and begins to walk past the stone and into the flames.
Very well. We are now here to hinder.
All right. As the devil figure raises one hand, and as he does so, clenches a fist, and sparks spew from it as he summons two flaming elementals from the fire. Roll for initiative.
Fuck!
Dixie boy, Dixie boy, Dixie boy, Dixie boy.